Welcome to this goal setting workshop. It's called Mindful Goal Setting. My name is Georgianne Holland, and I am a certified holistic health coach and owner of Holland Health Coaching in Colorado. Over the months to come, I invite you to view all the wellness workshops recorded here in Wheat Ridge. What will happen if you do? If you want to refocus and learn how to revitalize your life, please know that my passion is to serve as your compassionate, holistic guide. The topic this month is perfect for those of you who want to reach goals without beating yourself up in the process. I encourage you to honor your resolution efforts without buying into that pressure. There is a better way. Perhaps you have experienced efforts to force change on your lifestyle and on your body, right? When we force ourselves to operate in a manner that feels stressful, the overall impact of all that hard work and good intentions can actually be detrimental to our health. That is because being forced to comply is ultimately unsustainable. The diet will end. The deprivation, it will chafe. The motivation will lag when your life is out of balance. I can offer you a more powerful understanding of how you can create holistic, balanced change in your life. Now, some people have the attitude that life just happens to them. Are you on that team? Other people want to live in such a way that they create life experiences that interest them and that motivate them. Does that sound more like you? I believe and teach that you can actually create your own transformation. You are a powerful creator. At Holland Health Coaching, instead of throwing up our hands and it is what it is kind of apathy, we trust that our best life is within our reach, provided we take consistent, loving action steps. Now that's sustainable. That is empowering. You're in the right place if you need sustainable motivation. Did you know that humans are motivated by 3 basic things? Fear, love, and the desire to belong. Here's my own mess to success story. Perhaps the first 10 years of my adult life, I lived my life based on what I feared and how I could avoid those things. That running dialogue of my 20s included all kinds of negative self-talk. It wasn't until I entered my 30s that I learned how to motivate myself by focusing on what I love and how to use that love to help myself truly move past fear, past doubt, and self-sabotage. I learned that I am right where I need to be and that I belong where I am. What was the key to my transformation? I learned how to use affirmations and self-compassion in my goal achievement lifestyle. The basis of the 30-day goal-reaching Kickstart class I teach is that we can program our own minds to be awake, aware, open, and curious. Doesn't that have a very different energy than believing that life is just happening to me? So for today, let's assume that all of us are on the Creating Our Own Best Life camp. My tip number 1. Holistic health involves paying attention to your body, spirit, mind, emotions, right livelihood, relationships, and your home environment. I know that sounds like a lot, but let me reassure you, it can all come together. All of these parts of life can be impacted by holistic goal setting. So think for a moment, how connected is your body image, for instance, to your relationships or your home environment? Having a goal that improves your life in one area tends to improve your life in other areas too. That's the beauty behind creating your own best life. Our goal achievement is layered, and success in one area nourishes success in other areas too. Here's my tip number 2. Release your willingness to crack the whip on yourself. Have you ever set a goal that was not met, and you were unable to nurture yourself back on track without using self-blame to crack that whip? You know, by forcing yourself to try harder? Here's one specific story I heard early last year. A client told me she joined a girlfriend at the gym on January 2nd, 2013, with the goal of being super fit by Christmas. That was her stated goal, to be super fit by a specific day. When I talked to her, she was feeling really bad because it was officially after Christmas and her jeans were still too tight. You know, that classic measurement, right? And that girlfriend, she now teaches the Zumba class. Her girlfriend met and surpassed the super fit goal, yet the woman who contacted me was in total self-judgment and life is just too hard kind of thinking. She tried numerous times to just try harder, but it wasn't helping. Her friend seemed to be in flow and seemed relaxed every time their paths crossed. What was happening, and how can you learn from it? Like so many other goal setters, my client initially had 3 strikes against her. Strike number 1, she had no formal plan. Only 3% of Americans actually take the time and effort to crystallize their goals, put their plan on paper, and develop a time frame for their action steps. She did not know anything about mindful self-programming. We've all been trained to expect instant gratification, and building habits is a slow and steady process. Repeated behaviors produced by subconscious conditioning are what are called habits. The advertising industry knows this, and they use it to their advantage. Can you use this same process to your own advantage? There were no incremental celebrations for my client, but there certainly was for her friend. Have you noticed that reaching intermediate goals creates boundless energy and fresh motivation? There seems to be a trend toward making unrealistic goals and then beating yourself up when you cannot reach them. My advice is that you need to honor your incremental efforts. Here are the ideal steps to follow in goal setting and success the holistic way. Clarify your goals in light of your priorities and core values. This is where self-compassion becomes your driving force. If you contact me via email at info@georgianneholland.com, I'm happy to share with you a useful template called To Thine Own Self Be True. 2 exercises on the front of this worksheet will help you think through at a very deep level an exercise that crystallizes your desires and what your end result of goal setting would look like. You don't want to be part of that 97% that failed to make a formal plan, right? On side 2 of this same worksheet, you will use the power of mindfulness to build an inner strength that enhances your efforts. In my 30s, I learned to use affirmations to reprogram some of the belittling self-talk I had grown up with. My new skill has served me well, and I encourage you to write some affirmation statements for yourself in the next 24 hours. One of the most powerful ones that I have used is a little sticky note that I've had on my bathroom mirror or the back of my bedroom door for over 20 years. It simply reads, "I consistently take superior care of myself." It is very Western thinking to tell ourselves things like, "Stay the course," or "Use your willpower." That is why you will greatly benefit from working on the exercises in the worksheet To Thine Own Self Be True. So here's the happy ending of my client's story. She asked me to enroll her in my 30-day goal-reaching Kickstarter class, and she learned to use an important healthy technique called SMART goal setting. Since then, she not only regained her health, but she also had the satisfaction of doing this in a way that changed the rest of her life. She made a big career switch, and I was recently invited to her wedding. Did I make these things happen for her? No, I didn't. But her strategic goal setting, along with compassionate coaching, provided her with the framework to make these things happen for herself. She knew what she was aiming at, and that made it much easier for her to make good decisions. Her mindful goal setting and incremental celebrations kept her motivated. When you work with me, I will take you all the way through the thought process you will need in designing goals that are based on love, not fear, and how you belong and are cherished. Your efforts will be sustainable because you will use consistent, kind action steps, and your efforts will mirror your values and priorities. Holistic healthcare. It's something we can do for ourselves, and it is a fantastic basis for goal achievement. I invite you to check out all I have to offer at Holland Health Coaching by visiting GeorgianneHolland.com. Did you know that when one woman improves her health, so does the health of countless others? Stop by Holland Health Coaching online today to learn how you can be a health leader in your home, your family, and your world. Bye for now.